So let me preface this by saying I've never actually voted in a Minecraft mob vote. That's because they fucking suck.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
There's a new Minecraft live event every year, and with it returns my depression because only one of 3 really cool mob designs will be allowed in the game, and I already know the one I want in the game will be voted out first. And I know they say that just because a mob is voted out doesn't mean it's gone forever. I guess you could look at the frog for that example. But that's bullshit. The likelihood of something like the copper golem being added to the game is practically 0. It's probably oxidizing green in Mojang's grimy basement, never to see the light of day again, which is sad. And I'm not the only one hating on the mob vote, far from it. You probably hate it too. Hashtag stop the mob vote flooded Minecraft Live's chat. It was the only thing being typed in the chat. Even if the mob vote wasn't under fire right now, I was going to make this video anyways because this is how I've always felt about it. So to lay out some context, when I was younger, the mobs in Minecraft are what made the game for me. The mushroom was my favorite. I even had a plushie of it, which I can't find anymore. I don't know what happened to it. But there was something about being in creative mode and seeing the selection of spawn eggs that made kid me smile. I remember watching mod showcases on YouTube as a kid and seeing all the cool new mobs and their spawn eggs. That was all I would watch, and it left me wanting to mod my game, but I just didn't know how as a kid. I was just left hoping for Mojang to roll out new mobs. That was around the time when the polar bear was added to the game, and my child brain was running through all the possibilities of what they would add next, which actually wasn't that much looking at the timeline of mobs being included in subsequent updates. And don't get me wrong, there have been a fair number of mobs added to the game since the polar bear in 1.10. Kid me wouldn't know what to do with himself, but Mojang has been going at a snail's pace, it feels like, and it certainly doesn't feel like enough to really fill up the Minecraft world with life. I always thought that Minecraft lacked basic animals to flesh out the world more. I've always had to rely on mods to add basic animals to the game, like, I don't know, a badger. I feel like it wouldn't be too much of a work burden for Mojang to occasionally add something like a badger or a lizard to the game. They don't even need to have any use for the player. Many of the normal animals already don't offer that much as far as utility goes. I just want a bunch of animals in the game so I could trap them in my house and just look at them. And before someone argues like a dumb, silly guy saying, "Well, why don't you just download creature mods to flesh out the world more? Mojang doesn't owe you shit." My response, maybe I will download creature mods. But I don't always want to do that. It's not too hard to download and set up mods for Minecraft if you know what you're doing, but the thing is, not everyone knows what they're doing. Not everyone knows how to set up mods in Minecraft. There are probably some kids out there who are just like I was, wanting something like the copper golem or the glare or butterflies to be added to the game, but they don't know the first thing when it comes to modding the game. They, like me, just want some new critters to kill en masse in the game. Which is what annoys me even more about 2023's mob vote. They are literally just critters. If you're going to do a mob vote, at least save it for some interesting mobs. Did we really need a vote on which one of these Route 1 Pokemon make it into the game? Just add them all to the game? I am excited for armadillos to be added to the game, but I am equally, if not more, disappointed that the crab and penguin have been shelved indefinitely with no plans on being added in the future. It just hurts my soul to see. And with the frog being voted out and still making it into the game, their circumstances were different. The frog was part of a biome vote. It was part of the package that was the swamp biome update. It was just an appetizer, not the main course. Rejected mobs being added to the game is more like the exception and not the rule, and I cannot imagine many exceptions being made, unfortunately. And at least with the biome vote, there is certainty that all 3 biomes in the vote will be updated. The vote just dictates what order the biomes get updated in. Imagine if in the one biome vote there has been, the swamp and badlands being completely ignored with no intent on working on them since the mountains won the vote. That would just be infuriating. I'm still waiting for the Badlands update, by the way. The number of lost mobs just saddened me, and some of the winners of the mob vote make me question if I'm the only real human on this planet. Seriously, how does the glow squid win against the Mooblumin Isolager? Huh? It just makes no sense. All it does is just make text look pretty. The Isolager would have made for a cool and unique enemy for mountain biomes, and the Moobloom is just peak mob design. The copper and tough golems too. I would have loved for more golem types to be added to the game. The copper golem would have offered at least some utility for the otherwise utility-less copper. You could have made a little copper robot pal that pressed buttons and turned into an oxidized statue if you didn't take care of it. The tough golem would have been another golem you made that would hold and display any item you gave it, which doesn't really sound like much, but look at them, how could you not want them in the game? I think Mojang needs to rework the idea of the mob vote because in its current state, so much potential and so many cool ideas get wasted. They should either keep the mob vote with the promise to eventually add the voted out mobs, or just throw it out in its entirety. Maybe have players vote on a roadmap they want the game to take for a year, with different mobs and concepts prioritized in each one, but with all 3 mobs still included. Or maybe just, hear me out, this may sound crazy, have the many talented modders do the work for you and create the rejected mobs. Not as a mod, but as an actual addition to the vanilla version of the game. Just give them the concept and let them go crazy. They could even throw in their own ideas if they wanted to. And I'm no programmer, so I don't really know the ins and outs of programming a unique mob for Minecraft. It's probably a tall order to fulfill. So if it is really that difficult to program all your mob ideas to the game to the point where you need to do a mob vote, why not just commission a few notable modders to split the workload for you? I'm sure some of them would be overjoyed to have that honor. I feel like that's a pretty good solution. Have Mojang and commissioned modders work on new mobs simultaneously to pump out 4 or 5 of them each year. And if that's asking too much, I'll be fine with 2 or 3. Just give me something. You can combine both of my ideas. Have players vote on a timeline they want the game to follow. Mojang will work on whatever mobs players want prioritized, and have modders working on the rejects on the side. Like while Mojang is busy working on the armadillos, there can be a handful of modders working on the penguin and crab under Mojang's supervision. I don't know if that's hard for Mojang to do, but it sounds like it's reasonable in my head. I don't know, just a suggestion. All in all, I think the mob votes stink and are in need of some serious changes. There's no reason to let so many fun and unique mob designs go to waste, and I think the community in Minecraft as a whole would benefit greatly if they fix the mob votes where all mobs are eventually included somehow. Not as a, yeah, we may add the penguin in eventually, kind of like how we added the frog, but we also might not, I don't know. But as a promise to the players that the copper golem will eventually be let out of the damp basement to feel the warm embrace of the sun once more. But anyways, that's what I think. If you're one of the 12 people watching this video, hi, welcome, thanks for watching. But also let me know how you feel about the mob votes in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you like any of my suggestions on how to fix the mob vote? Is Mojang lazy? Am I full of crap? Be sure to let me know. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please give the video a thumbs up and please do consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. But anyways, that's it for me today. Thanks for tuning in.